Testing, 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 testing. If you can hear me clearly, type Y in the chat box. All right, fantastic. Welcome, everybody. This is our Saturday night live shopping Sherlock customer acquisition do your part training. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule for being here tonight. I promise you I'm not going to keep you long tonight because this is the holiday season. However, I want to congratulate each and every single one of you that is taking time out of your schedule to be here because it's not easy to do. Most people live their lives just to enjoy the little bit of vacation time that they get, whether that's 2 years out of the year or that's a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. And they really enjoy it when it gets to Christmas and the New Year's, and everybody takes most people take their foot off the gas, coast through the rest of the year, relax, and get rested up to get ready for a brand new year, 2015. And I got to tell you something. The people who enjoy every day like a Friday, the people who take vacations whenever they feel like it, for how long they want, not just 2 weeks. The people who forget what day it is. I don't know if you've done that before, really. But literally, you forget if it's a Tuesday, a Thursday, or a Friday because you can do the same exact thing on any given day. Those are the people who, before they were enjoying that, did exactly what you're doing right now. Taking time out of valuable schedule you have to learn something that can get you into a position where you want to be. One thing that most people never fully understand is that they always want something. But when you want something, it always comes with a cost. And that cost could be in time, money, or both. And the biggest cost is not your money. The biggest cost is your time, because you can never get that back. Time is precious. So what you do with your time makes all the difference in the world. So out of 2,300 and something people on my team, every single one of them wanting more out of life, 11 of you are here tonight to push forward to learn more about it. What that shows is numbers never lie. You have the 97% and you have the 3% and you have the 1%. Showing up is 80% of the battle. Think about that. Not the results, because the results will come for those who don't quit. But showing up is the most difficult thing to do. It is also the one thing that every single one of us can control. And if you can control that, you're 80% done. The 20% will happen by default. But I always love, when I look at numbers like this, I look and I listen to what people say they want. I want more out of life. I want to make more money. I want to walk off my job. I want to buy a new house. I want to pay off all of my debt. I want to tithe more to my church. Great, we've got a training Saturday night. Oh, but that's Christmas weekend and The Hobbit is out. I got to go to the movies. It is. You can't make money and excuses at the same time. What are you willing to sacrifice? And what I just shared right now is more important than anything that I'm going to say after this point. That's the key. What I just shared right now is everything. Now let's talk about the 20% part. In our business, in our company, all you have to do is do your part and teach two people how to do the same thing. Because if you do your part, you will walk off your job. Have you ever seen the movie Boiler Room? And if you haven't, I would highly advise it for direct sales. There's a scene where Ben Affleck has everybody in the conference room. And he tells everybody in the room, he says, a year and a half from now, or was it within 3 years? I think it was a year and a half to 3 years from now. Every single one of you in this room will be a millionaire. You will be a millionaire if you're still here at the end of those 3 years. It's like a guarantee. Same thing here. If you do your part and you can teach two people how to do the same, you will walk off your job. But it starts with you. So I hope you have pen and paper and notes, because I'm giving you the blueprint, the game plan on what to follow. First things first, plug into the system. This is the 80%. Plug into the system. CEOstraining.info, PowerTeamSherlock.com, TeamOfHope.com, SherlockPresents.com. Know those websites. Nobody should ever say, when's the next meeting? What's the link? What's the telephone number? What's the time zone? And here's something that a millionaire mentor taught me years ago that I kind of forgot until I was listening to an old recording. He said, especially when you're dealing with time zones, always do everything on the Eastern time zone, and it's up to everybody else to figure out what time zone that is for their own region. We're all professional business people. When you see a time, figure it out for your time zone. Never rely on somebody else to give that information to you. This is your business. Google time zone conversion, and you can always find out when something's happening in your time zone. Never leave it up to one or two people to try to figure out 14 time zones around the world. But we have three websites where the schedule is up. You should always be able to get the schedule. Not only that, but we send email updates every day about what's taking place. This is your business. You got to manage your business. Plug into the system. Everything else will take care of itself after that. And you want every new person you enroll to also plug into the system. You want them to know these websites, to be familiar with them, know how to use them, know the value of them, because they are very, very valuable. You can learn 100% of this business without ever calling your sponsor, just by visiting Power Team Sherlock on a daily basis and watching all the videos. The next thing you're focused on, sign up 2 new people and get promoted to star affiliate your first week. If it takes you longer than a week, your first 30 days. And in fact, I'll cover both, 30 days and a week schedule on this. How do I get my first 2 people? Here's another numbers for you. And this is almost a guarantee. I can't fully say guarantee because stranger things have happened. If you put at least 10 prospects on one of my presentations, you will have at least 2 people that sign up in the business. That means I only have a 20% closing rate. And if I only have a 20% closing rate, I'm hanging up my boots and going back to a job. My closing rate is much higher than 20%. But if you have at least 10 prospects on one of my presentations, you will have at least 2 that will sign up in the business. So as business owners yourselves, you must monitor, how many prospects do I have watching a presentation, a live presentation? How many of them do I have? If you can look back and say, wow, over the last 3 months, I've had 3 people in front of a presentation. You're not going to walk off your job at that pace. It's all about compressing time frames. Something that Holton Buggs talks about. He's the #1 money earner in the world at $1 million a month. And he said the only difference between me and everybody else is I don't wait for a year to talk to 100 people. I do that in a day. I don't wait for things to happen. I make it happen now. I don't do one presentation on a night. I'll do 3. It's called compress your time frame. What if you invite 10 on the next webinar, 5 show up, 2 sign up in the business? That's much better than doing 10 over the course of 4 or 5 months. I'll give you a good example. The last big breakthrough that I had. It was April 1st, 2012 when I signed up with the company. It was at 5 p.m. Pacific time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern. I was so excited about what I was doing, and there's a reason why at the same time, because I was working a job at the time, and I got a notice that by the end of the summer, we may get laid off, that we had a choice. We could relocate to San Jose, California, and relocate our families, or stick it out and then hope that they don't close the office and we keep our jobs. That was the choice I had. At the same time, I had just left the company I was a part of, where I was making 4 figures a month, but I didn't leave it. I was terminated for it because I found out things that the CEO was doing, and I called him out on it. And not only did he terminate me, but he withheld my commissions, 2 months worth, March and April. We're talking thousands of dollars. Then combined, I would think it was maybe $7,000, $8,000. 2 months worth of commissions gone. Layoff notice. Wife wasn't working. And I had bills to pay. So I got started in a new business. And I had no choice. I was excited. I didn't have time to wait. I didn't have time to figure it out. I didn't have time to say, well, let me learn the compensation plan. Let me figure out the ingredients of this and that. I need to talk to the CEO one more time. Let me call my sponsor for the millionth time and ask questions and questions and questions. No. I have a family to take care of. Let me build this thing as fast as possible. So 5 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern, I had a presentation at 7 p.m. Now remember, I didn't get off work till 5:30 or so. I signed up at work at the end of the day. So by the time I got home at 6 o'clock, I invited over 200 people, 200, to an emergency presentation at 7 p.m. Pacific, which was 10 p.m. Eastern time. So literally an hour and a half after I signed up in the business, or actually 2 hours later, I just think about I had to get home from work. And it wasn't a webinar. It was a conference call on the 712 number. And I was able to have the CEO on the call. I told him I'm going to invite 200 people. I don't know how many people are going to show up, but I'm going to invite 200 people. Out of the 200 I invited, 40 showed up. What? 160 people didn't even show up. Do you know there's people that it will take them a whole year to invite 140 people to a presentation? No. Compressed. I did it in one night. 160 people didn't show up. 40 did. Out of those 40 who were on the call, 15 people signed up in the business that night. 15 people. My first few hours in the business. And then we kept it up for the first week, because it was a Friday that I signed up. By the following Friday, Those 15 people turned into 40 because we started to duplicate. The people I enrolled were also inviting a gang of people on the webinars and presentations. First week, we had 40 people in the business. Now, I wasn't rich yet. I didn't make a whole lot of money. I had a small team, but I had a lot of momentum that was on our side. Within my first 30 days in the business, those 40 people turned into 137 people. 137 people. Now we have great momentum going. First 30 days in the business. We didn't stop. First 60 days in the business. Less than 60 days, I got promoted to the second highest position in the company, which was called National Sales Director or Executive, something like that. NSE. Second highest position in the company, had 500 people on the team within 60 days, 2 months. Now I was starting to make a lot of money. I was making money at that time. Think about it. I think I'd already made maybe $5 grand, $4 or $5 grand. Now I'm starting to feel a little better. Starting to feel good. We didn't stop. First 90 days in the business. Had almost 2,000 people on our team. First 90 days in the business. I think it was 1,700 around that mark. I had made well over $10,000. What was my residual? Let me see. My residual was around $12,500 a month at that time. 90 days in the business. A year and a half, we had 6,000 people on our team. Had the CEO done what he was supposed to do, I probably would have had 16,000 people a year and a half later. There's some things that you can control, some things that you cannot. But we had full control over our momentum getting started. And on July 13th, 2012, which was my birthday, it was my 36th birthday, I walked off my job. It was a Friday. It was Friday the 13th. I walked into my job with shorts on and sandals. I'm not playing. It's exactly what I did. That was my last day. And I've never looked back since. Now, every day is a Friday. And it's not because I'm special. I had a hard desire. I had a strong desire to want more out of life. I didn't care what anybody else said. I had a good buddy of mine who got started with me at the same time. He was an urchin. He said, well, you know, the name sounds funny. No, it wasn't Shop. It was Bikes at the time. The name sounds funny. Nobody knows who this is. We gotta figure out the compensation plan. Maybe make a deal or two. 4 months later, he was still thinking that way. Trying to figure things out. I'm already 5 figures a month. So that is something I had full control over, and you have full control over your business. So I'm giving you the game plan on how to get that momentum started. Plug into the system, sign up your first 2 people, and do that by inviting 10. At least have 10 people watch a presentation and acquire 200 Sherlock invites. I didn't say 200 Sherlock customers, although probably within 6 months, I'm going to upgrade it. No, not 200 invites. You're going to have 200 active Sherlock downloaded customers. Why? Because with this business, it is possible and probable to earn 3 figures to 4 figures a month just off of the Sherlock usage alone without having to sign up a single person in the business. And I'm doing this in stages. First stage is 50 a month, 100, 500, 1,000. If we have people making between $250 and $500 a month by giving away a product for free, the Sherlock goes viral in the United States. It's already going viral around the world, kind of. But in the United States, I mean, these people here, good grief. If you're not making 100,000 in 60 days, it doesn't work. But I know this: $500 a month extra on top of whatever you're currently making to the average household changes their lives. That's an extra $6,000 a year. That changes a lot. It would have stopped 70% of the foreclosures back in 2008. A family having an extra $500 a month. But imagine all the stories that people will be sharing on Facebook, Twitter, in videos, LinkedIn. Wow, all I did was gave these apps away for free, and I'm making $500 a month. That's an extra $6,000 a year, and all I did was gave away this app for free. Those are the stories that we want to create. And it's got to start with you. We already have those stories in Russia. They're already doing it over there. I know Andrew asked, well, what are they doing different? Nothing. They're just talking to people than we are. That's all. They're signing people up, and those people are using it. I mean, when you're in Russia and it's like negative 20 degrees outside, I think you're going to pull out your Sherlock and do some shopping, right? Instead of trying to drive and fight the snow and the weather and the elements. United States, we are spoiled people. Yeah, there's going to be a wake-up call sooner rather than later about our true status and economic status. People are going to wake up real fast. So you want to do 200 Sherlock invites. Every single one of you should have at least 200 Sherlock invites before the year is out. Why? Why do I say that? We're starting this early. Well, I'll get back to the 200 invites in a moment. Let's talk about the power of two. You guys might have seen this before. If you haven't, here's how it works. Let's say it takes you 8 weeks to do this. 8 weeks. Your first week, you signed up your first 2. Your second week, those 2 signed up their first 2. Your third week, those 4 signed up their first 2. Your fourth week, those 8 sign up their first 2. And it goes on and on. Every week, everybody's only doing 2. You're only focused on 2. You take you eat a cake a bite at a time. You just chip away at it. And this is how you chip away at it. By enrolling 2, you became a star affiliate, which means you're now eligible to get paid on the $50 cycle. So 2 getting 2, and it's actually a little more than this because of the spillover that's happening on the upline. But let's just assume there's no spillover taking place. It's just 2, everybody's getting 2, getting 2, getting 2. At the end of 8 weeks, star affiliates cap out on the $50 and the $10 cycles at $2,000 a week. I had one person tell me, I'm quitting the business, Brandon. Why? Well, I don't like being capped. I can only make $2,000 a week as a star affiliate. I don't like being capped. I said, well, you're not even a star affiliate. That's $8,000 a month. Why don't you get there first? But who would have a problem earning $2,000 a week and you're only a star affiliate and you only signed up 2 people in the business? And you taught them how to do the same thing. $8,000 a month, 90% of the people walk off their job. Work full-time from home because they know now I can make even more money. I can make more than $8,000 a month if I keep doing this. But for the people that are slow, because not everybody can do it in a week. Not everybody will be willing to invite at least 10 people to see my presentation in 1 week. So let's say it takes you 30 days to do so. And I want to be very, very clear. When we go into 2015, I am going to be very strict about this. especially the people that I enrolled and I work with in our accountability team. I'm going to ask them, how fast can you put 10 people in my presentation? Can we make that happen in this week? If the answer is no, I may not be able to run with you like you may want. Why? Because I'm on a path to make 6 figures a month. Not $600 a month. Can you put 10 people in front of me? And I don't know 10 people, Brandon. I don't have a warm market. Who am I going to talk to? Get in the training, and the training will show you how to find the 10 other people. People think that there's some secret that I do. I've sponsored 5 people over the last 3 weeks. What am I doing? There's only 3 things that I am doing. It's not Facebook recruiting. I only use Facebook to keep in touch with the team and to remind everybody who's my friend of what I'm doing. I used Facebook heavily years ago, but not anymore. It's changed now. I use LinkedIn because 2 out of the 5 that I recruited came from LinkedIn. And I use YouTube videos. And that's about it. LinkedIn and YouTube. Primarily, I get it all from YouTube. I make videos. But there's so many other ways out there for you to generate leads, meet new people. You can even do Facebook. The reason why I don't use Facebook like I used to is because I found LinkedIn to be far more professional. So if I'm going to spend my time on meeting a new person and introducing them to the business, I'm going to do it from LinkedIn than Facebook. But you can still use Facebook to do the same. Meet new people. Be proactive. Go on a group that might be in a different country and start talking to the people in those countries, in those groups. That's how. Bottom line is just talk to people. There's no magic formula, no secret guru. It's just you getting out there and talking to new people. Before there was the internet, you know how people did it? They'd attend business meetings in their city. They'd go to the gym, Starbucks. They'd meet people at the mall. They pass out business cards. The internet has made it so much simpler. I wish they had this internet stuff back in 1998 when I first got started. I would have blown this thing up. But at the end of 8 weeks, $2,000 a week. Let's say it takes you 30 days each. How about this is an 8-month goal? 8-month goal. 8 months from now, it's going to be July. July is going to come anyway. However you're currently having your main source of income right now, imagine rolling into July and an extra $8,000 a month on top of whatever you're currently earning. If you duplicate 2, getting 2, getting 2. Well, Brandon, what if one of my 2 don't get 2? You know what I do? I'll go sign up someone else who will. Until I have 2 getting 2 and keep on duplicating that. So how did we come up? Someone asked me this. Let's break down the numbers. How did we come up with $2,000 a week? On your 8th week, you have 256 people on that team, just from that week. You have half of them on the left, and half is on the right. So if you divide 256 by 2, that's 128. So you have 128 on the left side, 128 on the right side. Remember, you need 2 on each side to trigger the cycle. So you divide that by 2. That's 64 cycles. And what's 64 times 50? That's $3,200. If you are a power, that's $3,000 a week. But just a star affiliate, you cap out at $2,000. So that's $2,000 a week as a star affiliate. You want to raise? Go enroll 2 more people. Now you're going to be earning $3,000 a week. Want a bigger raise? Help those 12 people, or at least have 12 people on your team become a power as well. This compensation plan is so simple and so lucrative if you just work it. And I had another person tell me, it's hard to enroll too. I'm going to go join this other company. I said, do you know that other company, for you to qualify to get paid, you need to enroll 3? No, I didn't know that. What part of the presentation were you paying attention to? The hype? It doesn't matter what company you're in, you still have to qualify. And most companies, it takes 3. You'd be hard pressed to find a company out there that doesn't, especially in the unilevels. It's all 3. Here, you only need 2. And you teach those 2 to do 2, and those 2 to do 2. So here's 4 simple steps to recruiting your 2 new business partners. Ask them if they shop online. If so, ask them if they already have apps downloaded on their phone. Everybody has, if they have a smartphone, they have apps on that phone. They know how to download apps on their phone. It takes 5 seconds. So send them to your invitation site, invitation.shoppingsherlock.com/your ID number. Have them watch the 90-second video. Download the app for them. And then demonstrate for them how the app works. Here's another key that a lot of people miss on the customer side. They just tell them to download the app and they leave it at that. No, this is your customer. You've got to hold them by the hand for the first time. Show them how the app works. Ask them, what is it that you like to buy that you've always thought is too expensive? Let's look it up and see what the Sherlock finds for you. If you think back in the day, the door-to-door salesmen of the Kirby vacuum cleaner. When you open the door, did the guy or gal say, hey, buy my Kirby, look how cool it looks? Or did the guy or gal do everything in their power to get inside your house and do a sample test run on your carpet? If they were able to do that, they had a 70% plus chance of closing the deal. If they can get inside the house. Some got smart and would carry a portable carpet with them, drop it on the porch, dirty it up, and they show how the Kirby will work, make things faster. But if you get inside the house, this is sales 101. Get in the house. Greater chance of closing the deal. So Sherlock, they downloaded the app. Get inside the download with them. Get inside the app. Fire it up. When you go to a dealership to buy a new car, do you just stand there and look at the car, or do you hop in and take it for a test drive? What about the salespeople trying to sell you that car? Are they happy with, let's say you walk in, yeah, I'm looking for a Honda Civic. Does the salesman say, oh yeah, just go on out the front door, and about 5 spaces down to your right, there's a red one there for you. Good luck. Is that what a salesman does? Just point them in the direction? No. The salesman's going to take you out there arm in arm so that you can't escape. Talk about how pretty the car looks. Go stand by it. But the ultimate goal is to get you in that car behind the wheel. Because there's an emotional attachment that takes place when that happens. Get you test driving. Rev up that engine. You want to do the same with your customers. Because there's going to be a time when that customer is going to be worth $10 a month to you. So just because it's only worth $2.30 now, don't shortchange them. That $2.30 adds up when you have a whole lot of customers, especially if you have one customer that gets many customers for you. We're going to talk about that in a moment. So step 3, send them to your capture page, myshoppingsherlock.com/ID or whatever capture page you're using, and then a 3-way call with your upline. That's it. Those are the steps. Customer acquisition, 3 main scripts. Could you do me a huge favor? I just got started in my own home-based business, and I am working on getting promoted. Could you please help me out and download my mobile app? Best part is that it will not cost you anything. The app is free. Thank you very much. Number 2, let me ask you a question. Have you ever bought anything online before? What if I could show you how to save money on every single purchase you make online by giving you a free mobile app called Shopping Sherlock? Just give me your email address, and we will get you set up in 30 seconds. Oh, by the way, it's free. And listen, I'm going to do you a huge favor. What was the last item you purchased online, and how much did you pay? I'm going to find you a better deal on the same item and then show you how you can do it yourself for free. How does that sound? Simple scripts. And those are on the PowerTeamSherlock.com site. Those scripts and videos. So here's your Shopping Sherlock homepage. I need to switch these slides around a bit. So let's talk about the app itself. How can I make money by giving away an app and not signing anyone in the business? So we're a little ahead of ourselves right now because in January we're going to be launching our loyalty program. And the loyalty program is meaning your customers are going to get rewarded for not only using the app, but for sharing the app as well. Your customers will have invite friends button on it. So here's what happens if you do 200 invites. Let's just say 10% of those actually download the app. You've got 20 downloaded. But now we're going to incentivize those 20 people to also invite 200. Those 20 people to invite 200. They invite 200, that's 4,000 invites. 10% of them download the app. That's 400 downloads. 400 downloads. Those 400 people do the same thing. They invite 200 each. That's 80,000 invites. 10% of those 80,000 actually download the app. That's 8,000 downloads. And those 8,000 people do the same exact thing. They invite 200 each. That's 1.6 million invites. 10% of those invites download the app. That's 160,000. If you don't think that this works this way, this is how things go viral. There was a company called Rippling that put over 1 million people in the system with a free invite because we use the same exact platform. We hired the guy who created their platform, and he created the invite system for us. They put over 1 million people in the system for free in 4 months. It's not one person got 1 million. It's one person only got maybe 3 or 4 or 5. And it kept duplicating all over the planet. So what does this equal as far as money? So let's assume that the Sherlock is only worth $2.20. That's last month's numbers. We're already ahead of that. Out of the 20 people that downloaded from you, let's say just 10% of them are actively using it every month. So that's 2. You have 2 people actively using it from your own work effort. You're now making $4.40 a month. Not a lot of money at all. Nothing to be impressive about, nothing to be bragging about. You had to invite 200 people to make $4.40. But what if you had 40 active? Because 10% of 400 downloads, it's 40. That's $88 a month. Let's keep going. 10% of 8,000 downloads is 800 active Sherlock users. 800. That's $1,770 a month. Now let's look at the 160,000 downloads. 10% of them are active, 16,000. That's $35,200 a month without recruiting a single person and just giving this away for free. Mind-boggling. Well, let's just say you had 2,500 active Sherlocks. 2,500. That's $5,500 a month. If the Sherlock remains at $2.20. What if it's at $4? What if it gets to $5? What about when it gets to $10? The usage income alone can walk people off their job. That's why it's very important that you guys pave the way, because you have control on this. You have 100% control. You can control how many people you invite. You will always get at least 10% that will download. And that number goes up if you follow up with the people you invited to see if they downloaded the app. You show them how to use the app. You show them how to get savings. They're now actively using it, and you're getting paid. You have full control over that. 16,000 active apps, $35,000. Got to be kidding me. Now, all references to income implied or stated through this document and the Shopping Sherlock comp plan does not guarantee any level of income or earnings to any affiliate. Earnings from the Shopping Sherlock comp plan depend solely on web app usage, sales, and each affiliate's skill, ability, and personal application. And this is the last training of 2014. I want to thank every single one of you for taking the time out of your schedule to be a part of our team, to make the decision to want to change your life and help build and pioneer this company. I wish that every single one of you remain with us going into 2015 and you grow your network, grow your business. You have a team of your own as well. But we all have to put in the work. So now that we're here, now we need to actually go to work and do so. But I want you to also reflect between now and the end of the year on your New Year's resolutions, your goals, your dreams, when you want to accomplish these goals. And I did state that we were going to have one super training on a Saturday, and I forgot what day I was going to. Let me look at my calendar here. The 27th? No. Yes. Huh. That's in between. I know people are traveling. Should I do something? Yes, I am. It's the last Saturday of the year. All right. Next Saturday, the 20. Today's the 20th. Yeah, the 27th. I'm going to do a special training. And oh yeah, I remember I did set this up. And it's not going to be a webinar. It's going to be a conference call, and it's going to be called The Secret. Last Saturday we did the mindset training, and I talked about some things, and I didn't get into too much detail. I'm going to talk about the secret and how you can use it and be prepared going into 2015 to make 2015 the best year you have ever had in your professional business career. So if you want to know the secret, I know that's going to be in between Christmas and New Year's. So I don't expect a whole lot of people to be here. Don't expect it at all, which is why I'm going to do this type of a training. Got to sacrifice for things if you want. It's going to be at 10 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on the 712 number, our conference line number, and you want to have as many of your own team members on as well. The secret. Get ready for 2015. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. As always, I end by playing a very important video. And this video is called Focus on the Goal and Not the Task. Someone asked, Brandon, why do you keep playing that video? Out of all the videos you have, you got how to be a professional, how to be a professional, the psychology of recruiting. You've got all those. I said, yeah, but this information is the fuel that makes everything work. It's also when I finally input this changed my business career. I was doing everything right. I was attending all the presentations, doing all the webinars, all the three-way calls, talking to a whole lot of people, but it was like I was spinning my wheels in the sand. I wasn't getting the results. And there was a reason why. The problem was me, not anybody else. I'm like, what? How can it be? How can I be the problem? I'm the one doing all the work. I had a mental block that was preventing me from going to the next level. I forgot who said this quote that said, the enemy, the greatest enemy is when I look in the mirror, or the greatest enemy is my own thoughts. You know, your thoughts are a greater enemy than anybody in the world right now. And I had to learn how to control that, how to use it for my favor. Focus on the goal, not the task. Once you focus on the goal, the task will come by default. So take a look at this video. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Have a happy and wonderful Merry Christmas. We do have there's a couple of things that's taking place before Christmas. We have a presentation and our last team call of the year tomorrow. Presentation with Chuck Williams. I'm doing the power call Monday. Then Lou has the getting started training Monday night. And then we have the grand opening and international presentation on Tuesday. So Tuesday is going to be the last day of Sherlock events for the year, maybe. I think in between Christmas and New Year's, we'll probably do something that Tuesday. I'll check with the other leaders and see what happens. But thank you guys for joining us. Here's the video. God bless and good night. Bye-bye.